Hi. I'm just kind of like on a roll making videos. Again, I'm probably not even gonna upload half of them like I did not last time. Anyway, yes, it is still Stanley Cup night. Go Bruins! I don't know if I'm still the only one excited. Whatever. Well, the news isn't on anymore. I don't know what's going on. This is just gonna be a vlog, me talking about random things. 'Cause, I don't know. I just want to talk to the camera, I guess. Because, I don't have any real friends, obviously. Oh, God. I don't know. I am kind of still really bad at vlogging. I'm trying to get better at it. I really am. I mean, I'm getting a little bit more comfortable with it, but I still kind of freeze up in front of the camera just because I don't know what to talk about. Like, I think about so many things to talk about, and then I'll just keep elaborating on them in my head, and then I'll just turn the camera on and be like, what? Anyway. Yeah. So, Stanley Cup night was good. I already made a video about that. Great times. See, this is what happened. I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, this is what I was gonna talk about. I fixed the computer. I fixed my computer Morgan Freeman. I named it Morgan Freeman, so when it slows down or does something mean, I can just scream, fuck you, Morgan Freeman, just for that purpose. Don't get me wrong, Morgan Freeman is a delightful man, but just shit happens. It's what happened. I like to name inanimate objects, alright, I'm sorry. People think it's weird, but it's not like I'm doing it because I feel like I have to. I just think it's funny. I don't know, I just think it's funny. I don't have a lot of I do have a lot of free time. I got nothing better to do with myself than name inanimate things. What ifs? Find me. So, I did fix him, so that's why I'm having my flip cam videos up, but I did post that one iPod video, club outfit of the night, or whatever. So I'm gonna tell you a story that ensued when I got to the club, okay? I was at the club, and I am currently on an 80's kick right now. I'm just listening to 80's music just all day and all night, and I've listened to Kajagoogoo, Too Shy, at least 20 times a day for like 5 days now, and I've had Too Shy stuck in my head for like 6 hours. It's not a bad thing. I really love that song. I made it my ringtone, but again, just on an 80's fucking rampage, and it's awesome, and I love the 80's, and people need to stop shitting on me for loving the 80's and wanting to live in the 80's. They're all like, and it's like, the 80's was such a horrible time, blah blah. No, it wasn't. I really feel like any decade is better than now, because now, since we've had all this like technological advances and social networking and just all this shit, I feel like narcissism has become a bigger problem, and everyone's just too wrapped up in themselves to give a fuck about anybody else. Now, just nobody gives a fuck about anybody. They make big deals out of nothing. Like, everything has to be a process now. Nothing can be fucking simple, and you gotta like fight for everything, and it's ridiculous to me. I can't understand it. Just so much shit I don't understand these days. Like, you study the past, you look at now. It's really such a drastic change. Just now, everyone just cares about, like, what new technology is going to come out. When's the iPhone 17 coming out? When can I get it? Blah, blah, blah. Like, who has this? Who has that? Blah, 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 blah. Like, Facebook. That's just narcissism at its finest. Yeah, it's fun, like, you can connect with your friends, but it's like, why do I have to list all the shit that I'm into? Like, why does stuff that I like have to do with who I am as a person? Like, it shouldn't define me, but it does, and it's really stupid, and it's just places where people can just brag about themselves. It's like, I don't give a fuck what you're doing every 5 minutes. Like, I don't care if you're taking the dog out. I don't care if you're going out to lunch with your mom. I don't care what you're doing every 5 fucking minutes. Like, I don't care. I know you don't care what I'm doing either, but we all just do it. I haven't even figured that one out yet. But anyway, I digress. Yeah. So now it's just horrible. Everyone's bitter towards each other. Everyone just hates each other. I mean, I hate everyone anyway. Everyone's just so rude and ignorant now. Just, ignorance is way up there. And I feel like back then it was simpler. We didn't have cell phones. I mean, they did, but they were like a brick, and you could like impale people with it, and it cost $8 a minute to use. But we didn't have social networking. They didn't even have like computers like we have now. They had like these big boxes with a tiny screen that nobody had, and they had radios, they had records. For all you kids, it's this big plastic disc you play on a thing called a record player. I don't know. It's bigger than a CD, if you know what that is. It's not quite a cassette, which is this big. I don't know if you know what that is either. Because all we know is iPods now. I mean, yeah, you might know what a CD is, but I love me some vinyl. Just saying. But yeah, kids now, they're like 8, have cell phones. I didn't have a cell phone until I was, I think, 12, but that's because my mom's like paranoid and thinks something bad's gonna happen to me every 5 fucking minutes. So I didn't use it all the time. I didn't know what texting was. It's like emergency time phone. But kids are getting out of control these days too. But back then, seriously, they didn't have all this shit, and all they did was dance to awesome fucking music and just had fun. Everyone had more friends because they all had to do what is called face-to-face communication because they didn't have texting and computers to chat on. So that's how you met people. And you just, they just had fun. They didn't give a fuck. And they actually cared about each other, which we don't anymore. We're all like emotionless droids. We only care about ourselves. And I wish that would change. It did briefly tonight in the city when the Bruins won, and that was about it. It's gonna be the same tomorrow. Everyone's gonna go back to hating each other. But seriously, that's why I wish I lived in the 80s. Things would have been simpler. It really wouldn't be as bad as it is now. I don't know if this makes sense to anybody. I don't know. You do your own studying. Look at the 80s, look at now. Yeah, there was a lot of bad stuff that happened, and people point this out to me too, but mostly shit that happened in Europe. Yeah, it happened in Europe. Didn't happen here. I would be living here. It wouldn't affect me. So, my life would have been fine in the 80s here. Regardless of what was going on in fucking Europe. Like, my mom grew up in the 80s, she said she had the best time, and she tells me all these stories and shit, and it just seems like such a good time. Like, why can't it be that good now? Why? And it's like, I mean, that decade, any decade that isn't now would be ideal for me to live in, because it's just really sad how it's all gone to shit. And I don't know, but I don't know if anyone else feels this, but like when you listen to 80s music, it's just so awesome, and you just feel happy, and you just want to sing, and you just want to dance around. Like it just got that effect on you, and it was great back then. Music was fucking great. That's like when I feel like it was in its prime, in the fucking 80s. Now it's just shit. It's all generic shit. Like, rap back then wasn't about bitches and money and weed. It was about, like, going to parties, like, hanging out. Like, Bust a Move by Young MC. He's like, I'm at a party, talking to, like, this girl, and now I'm gonna dance. That's what shit was about. It was about fucking dancing and love and being happy and not being a cold, heartless idiot, moron, consumer of shit. And that's what appeals to me. And better times. Yeah, so back to the story that I was initially going on to. Just had a rant time there. Yeah, so that video I made, club outfit of the night. I was going to the club that played all the 80s music, and that's why I just went on that fucking tangent. Cause they play all the good 80s music. The 80s new wave just makes you want to fucking dance all over the place. They played the Smiths twice that night, and I like lost my shit. I asked them to play Dick Homaza, played it, lost my shit. Didn't play Dead or Alive, which it usually does. That's like my other favorite song. Right Round, not Dead or Alive. like the Go-Go's. This is where my story kicks in. I'm waiting in line in the bathroom, okay? And the bathrooms are right next to each other, the boys and the girls' bathroom. So, like, I'm kind of like, I'm waiting in line, so I'm outside in the middle part. And there's this bro there, and they're playing Our Lips Are Sealed by the Go-Go's. Yeah, kids, Hillary and Haley Duff didn't sing it originally. It was the Go-Go's in the 80s, and it was better. Just saying. And it was on a record. I just explained that, not a CD. It was on CD later on, but it was on a record. So they were playing that, and me and this bro were just singing and like dancing, just getting way too into it, just too into our shit. And this drunk fucking bitch is there, like, talking to her friend, and when you're drunk, you're too loud. And she was loud enough for everybody in the bathroom. She was like, I got a Morrissey t-shirt. And I was like, I went up right to her. I'm like, what? What'd you just say? And she was like, this is Morrissey. I'm like, yeah, it's Morrissey. And then she tried to do a little drunk, like, I'm gonna school you. You don't know who Morrissey is. It's like, excuse me. I know who he is. I've already explained in videos that I'm not one of those, like, chicks that'll just, like, buy things like that just to look cool out at places. Because that's stupid. That's just kind of, like, covering up who you are again. Trying to be somewhere you're not. I worship the Smiths. Like, I fucking worship the Smiths. I can't explain my connection and why I love them so much. Shit happens, though. They are in my top 2 favorite bands of all fucking time. So I basically just told her to go fuck herself, and just like that, like, all these girls just know that one song, and I was like, what song? There Is a Light that they just played. It's like, yeah, like, all girls know, like, they all want to get that tattoo. I'm like, yeah, and I'm one of them, but you know why? It's because it has significant meaning to me, and it's because I'm not a dumb bitch like you. So yeah, have a good night. And that was about it. I swear I was about ready to deck this fucking bitch. Like, she was just, like, obnoxious drunk, and I wanted to punch her. It's like, don't try to school me on Morrissey. I fucking swear to God, do not try to school me on Morrissey. Because I will school you. It'll just backfire on you. Don't even come near me. Duh. And I do want to get There's Light, because tattooed on me, because that actually has significance to me in my life, because I talked about this, I think, before. When my best friend died last year, me and my friend were leaving the funeral, and it came on in the radio, and that was the first time I ever heard them on the radio, and it was really the only 2 minutes that day we were actually happy. We were happy for 2 minutes, and that's, I don't know, it means a lot to me, and that's why. Fucking ass. She's there again, I swear to God, because I'm probably going to wear the same outfit. That's all I got going, and if she's there again, I will, and if I'm, a little, I'll fucking punch her in the mouth. It's one thing. Don't even try to, like, come up to me and try to school me on something I know a lot about. Okay? Thanks. It's like, you don't know shit about Morrissey. You don't know about him. You don't know about the Smiths. You don't know, or him as an artist or a person. Don't even try, you drunk bitch. Kick you into the bathroom stall. That was it. I did buy a Frankie Says Relax t-shirt, and on the back it says don't do it. I had to. My mom's like, I had one in the 80s. I'm like, why didn't you fucking save it? Why didn't you save any of your clothes for me? I want them all. She didn't save any. She had a Choose Life shirt, like Wham. I want one of those too. Don't have it. Pissed. Now I have to buy them. They're not as cool as not original from the 80s, which, whatever. I'll just have to make do. I don't give a fuck. I can't wait to wear that to the club. It's gonna be cool. Relax, don't do it. Yeah. That's all I have to say about the 80s. I love them. I want to dress like them in the 80s, just I'm not gonna have the big hair like my mom. She's got big enough hair for the both of us. So, yeah, alright. Thanks for listening, I guess. Cheers.